Good.
Are we all doing fantastic? I'm excited about Cabo.
Mhm.
I will tell you, we did some events down in Puerto Rico and they have been fire. I mean, it has been so awesome to see everybody like pumped up and excited and having and getting a lot of momentum. I know Robin was there and Brandon and a lot of people were down in Puerto Rico. So we're super excited about that. But there he is.
Hey, hey, how are you?
Everybody's loaded on. We're
Oh,
good.
good. You're stalling for me, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
We have a huge event here in Sacramento. It starts right now, and our keynote speaker just showed up, so I had to like get little less. She got stuck in the fog. It's foggy here,
I can
and it's
see that.
cold. So it's 10 a.m. I know it's like 1 o'clock for a lot of people on here. So are we ready to do this?
Yeah, we're ready. We're excited.
Awesome. And Casey's even ready. She's coming down the stairs there. I
Good.
like it. Good, good, good. All right. So do you want me to get going or where we at?
Sure, we can get started. You've got like a shorter amount of time, so we can get you can get going. That'd be great.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm excited about this. Okay. So everybody, first thing, take notes. Every time you're on a Zoom, every event you ever walk to, take notes. The act of taking notes helps you get so much more retention. So, let me hit the OK button. So take notes. And if you teach somebody what you learn, it takes you from like 60% retention up to like 80% retention. So take notes, take notes, take notes. So number one, I want to say this 2025 is upon us. It's going to be super awesome. Totally pumped and excited about it. Write this down. You get what you aim for in life. You get what you aim for in life. So think about that for a second. I have a question for you. What are you aiming for? Like, what is your goal this year? What is it you want to achieve? What are you aiming for in your family, in your finances, in your business, in your faith, in the area of fun? Yes, you should be wanting to snowboard, fly fish, horseback ride, skydive, whatever it is. Like, what are you aiming for? You can't be all work and no play. Playing's important. I golf every Friday. Everyone knows that. Then I plan trips around golf because I'm a golfer. Kevin and Shelly are horse people. They're in Las Vegas. They had a blast that fed their soul. What do you do? Are you an organic gardener? Are you going to the organic gardening conference in Las Vegas? They have them. There were 200,000 crazy horse people there last weekend, and they had the time of their lives. I've seen the pictures. They're having, I'm sure you did too. So, what are you aiming for? And so I believe you get in life what you aim for. The problem is we don't aim. Zig Ziglar says most people are wandering generalities, not meaningful specifics. You want to get a t-shirt that says, I'm a meaningful specific. I know exactly what my target is in my marriage. I'm going to rock my husband's world. I'm going to rock my wife's world. What can you do to shock your wife? And like take out the trash, do the dishes, go grocery shopping. When she asks you to do something, jump up off the couch and go do it. She'd be like, oh my gosh, this is Flash. Not the guy, oh, you'll get to it. You never get to it. Do the laundry, you loser. I'm talking to the men. I would, what are you going to do to rock your wife's world? And so that when you start thinking about that, now like, well, what is she going to do for me? Now you're thinking all wrong. Or what that bum won't get off the couch doesn't matter. That you'll shame them into better behavior, right? You'd shame them. It's like you're trying to shame anybody, but you will. Like my wife, like Kathy lately, has been so good to me. She's been so good. And we've got this thing, like, I don't know, is anybody married? You ever had been upset? And there's been times we've been married 35 years that I've gotten upset, then she's upset that I'm upset, then I'm upset that she's upset, then she's upset that I'm upset, then I get really pissed, then she gets really pissed, then we're having a fight. And so lately it's been really cool. When I get upset, I do, I'm red-blooded. She doesn't get upset. And then when she gets upset, I don't get upset. I like, okay, she's Mama Bear's upset. Daddy's going to stay calm, even though I think she's being unrealistic, this and that. And I go, baby, I do this. I'm so sorry. That must be really hard. I'm so sorry. I could have done that differently. And the truth is, I really don't think I really did anything wrong, but I'm owning whatever I can own. I'm not lying, but I'm gonna own it like more than I probably should. And I watch it just let that hot air out of her balloon, and she calms down within a minute or two. Instead of having this, she gets mad, I'm mad that she's mad, that she's mad that I'm mad, that she's really mad, that I'm really mad, that she's pissed and I'm pissed, and boom. I'm not saying that we've never done that. We certainly have done that, but we are just at such a good place. But we're reading books together on marriage. We're going to counseling, and it's just my marriage is so exciting after 35 years. Well, 35 years this year. We're going to spend it saying, well, it's easy for you to say. No, there's been struggle. Everybody struggles. And why am I sharing this? You're going to struggle in business. You're going to struggle with your finances. You're going to struggle in relationships. You just did Thanksgiving with your family. Don't lie to me. Don't tell me you don't struggle. You got weird Uncle Buck or Aunt Tammy or whoever. And if your name's Tammy or Buck, I just made up those names. Brent, weird Uncle Brent, whatever, you know. So don't get your feelings hurt. But what are you aiming for in life? Are you a meaningful, specific? Do you see the target clearly? And if you don't, set aside some time and decide what you want. And then be relentless. I think if you're relentless, I'm going to clean the garage. I'm going to clean my car. We're going to pay off that Visa credit card. We are going to do this. We are taking a trip to the Caribbean or Maui. And you're relentless and you're focused, it gets done. And then you kick in the 3 Ds: desire, dedication, and determination. Write that down, the 3 Ds: desire, dedication, and determination. Do you have the desire, the fire in the belly? Dedicate yourself. Read books, listen to podcasts, go places. And then desire, dedication, and then the determination to follow through. Very important. Number 2, the power of the BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. If you, for example, if you need an alarm clock to wake up right now, your goals and dreams aren't big enough. I'm challenging you, if you need an alarm clock to wake you up, you're living a life of quiet desperation. Don't die with your music in you. Sing your song, man. Don't downgrade your dreams and goals in life. Upgrade your mindset and activity. I'll say it again. Write that down. Do not downgrade your goals and dreams. Your goals and dreams aren't a bad thing. But a lot of people, that's not realistic. Come down here. Your family's not realistic. It's not realistic. The heck with realistic. Do amazing, great, crazy. Well, that's good for you, Brent. You're that kind of person. Man, that's the problem. If you think you can, you probably can. If you think you can't, you're probably right. And Tony Robbins says 80% of the chokehold in your business is your personal psychology. You don't think you deserve it. And I'm not an entitlement guy, but you're like, no, I do deserve to work hard and to achieve things. I deserve that. It's not an entitlement. Entitlement's like, I'm not going to do anything and I'm going to get this, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. So here's the deal. In 1999, I had my first big breakthrough moment in real estate. 1999, June 27th. I'll just speed it up. Some of you heard the story before, so I'm going to tell it in like 90 seconds. I had 3 escrows that morning, and at 9 a.m. I lost one. At 10 a.m. I lost another one. At 11 a.m. I lost the third one. From 3 in escrow, about $30,000 in commission in the hopper for July, to no income in July. And I thought, man, I started calling clients and like, oh, we're leaving for the 4th of July. We're leaving. We're going to the beach. We're going to the mountains. We're going camping. We got family coming. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if they're gone for a week, they're not coming back to the 7th or 8th or 9th of July. And then they're busy because they've been gone. I mean, I get people out looking until like the 10th, 12th, 14th, 15th of July. And if they don't buy it, if I sell one in a week by the 22nd and it's a 30-day close, I'm not getting paid till August 22nd. If it's, God forbid, it's a 45-day close or a 60-day close, I'm not getting paid till September. And I have panicked. Panicking a good thing sometimes because it freaked me out so bad. I set this big, hairy, audacious goal. The most homes I'd ever sold in my career at that point was 7 homes in a month. And I'm like, God, will I ever do it again? I mean, 7 homes in a month. I normally did 3 or 4, maybe 5, 3 or 4, maybe 5, but 7. Oh my gosh. But I got upset, and I hope you're frustrated today. I hope you're upset. I hope you don't want to repeat 2024, even if it was good. Forget that. Go become great, be outstanding, be unbelievable. And so I got upset and I said, I'm done. I'm better than this. I believe I'm better than this. This is unacceptable to be broke all summer, to borrow money from my brother as a 34-year-old man. I was 34 back in 1999. And so guess what? I got mad and I said, I got all day to sell a home. Why couldn't I show property and sell a home, write an offer, and put an escrow every day? So I set this crazy goal to sell 30 homes in 30 days. I was a solo agent. I had no assistant. I had a transaction coordinator. I was alone in 1999. I said, I'm not going to sell 30 homes this year. Most agents want to sell 30. See, life will gladly give you what you ask. You just don't ask and you don't put in the work. I want you to think bigger, ask bigger, put in the work. So what was the work? Well, that's crazy. You have no life, 30 homes in 30 days. So that it's not realistic. And it's a big, hairy, audacious goal. I mean, come on, get real. Who's going to sell 30? Nobody, because they're not even thinking about it. Like, you will not sell 30 homes in the next 30 days. So we're here about agent attraction. It's crossover. It's crossover. So here's the deal. I went to work and the goal begged a question. Okay, if I were to sell a home every single day in 30 days, how would I do that? I'd never asked myself how I haven't been in real estate for 4 years. I never said, how would I sell a home every day? Like, how would I really, I go, well, I answer the question. The goal created the question I never thought of. How do I, not how do I sell a home every week? How do I sell a home every day? Get all day tomorrow. You could show a property, write an offer, get them to present it tomorrow night, accept it, be an escrow when you go to bed. It's possible. So I decided I have to show property every day. It's a simple, actually, solution to what seems like this crazy goal, right? And you become like people you hang out with. If your friends sell 1, 2, 3 homes a month, you'll sell 1, 2, 3 homes a home. If your friends don't sell any homes, you won't sell any homes. If you sit with high performers and high producers and rock stars, just being on the Zoom today, your output goes up 15%, 15%. If you hang out with average people who sell 2 homes a year, 1 home every 6 months, it decreases your output by 30%. That's a 45% variance just by being in the Zoom room or a live event, going to Build Charlotte, coming to Cabo, going to EXPCon. You get in the room, you do the breakouts. Just being there, they've statistically studied 15% more impact just because you showed up. Hanging out with average people, what is extraordinary? It's ordinary people who put out the extra effort, making them extraordinary. You want to become extraordinary, and you can't fake authenticity. You don't have to be Shelley or Kevin. You don't have to be Cliff Freeman or Brinko. Be you. You're amazing just the way you are, but you got to believe it. So I'll say this. That month, I set out to sell 30 homes in 30 days. I started showing property every day. I became a meaningful, specific, not a wandering generality. Ooh, you'll try to show property this weekend. I'm showing property every day. It was like a man on fire, a man on a mission. Long story short, I ended up writing offers, almost started writing offers every day within 4 or 5 days. I ended up selling home after 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 home. I didn't hit my goal of 30 homes in 30 days, but I did sell 14. So you could say, okay, he was a colossal failure. Didn't even get halfway to his goal, but I doubled a goal I never thought I'd hit again. I like, will I ever sell 7 homes? I doubled it. My comfort zone went to here and it didn't go back. Your comfort zones sometimes are like, the tip of my finger. You want to become like the fist, and then you want to become like a pie. Then you want to get out here, and you stretch yourself, and what was difficult becomes easy. Seneca said this years ago. At first, it is impossible. Then it is difficult. Then it is done. At first, it is impossible. Then it is difficult. Then it is done. Done. I get it. It seems impossible. Then when you get to work, okay, it's doable, but this is difficult. And then it is done. And so, I've never shot elk in the mountains. It would seem difficult and uncomfortable with me. But if I went a bunch of times with Kevin and Shelley, it would actually probably become fun. And I'm like, okay, I got the hang of this. And then after a while, I'm like, I'm pretty good at this. And all the elk would see me come, they'd run to Wyoming, like, oh my gosh, that guy's amazing. And so it doesn't matter what it is. It's not that I'm special. It's just a human nature. So number 3, who you spend time with is who you become. Isn't that true in your life? Like, if you hang out with people who are atheists, you're probably an atheist. If you have people who drink and do drugs, you're probably going to drink and do drugs. If you hang out with people who cheat on their spouse and their girlfriend, their boyfriend, you'll probably do the same thing. If you count people who say y'all and y'all come back and talk from the South, you start talking like you're from the South, and then, so here's the deal. It matters who you hang out with. Be intentional, be purposeful. And then your inner circle is key. Who's the 4 or 5 on the inner circle? You can hang out with a lot of people, but that inner circle, the people, guard that, because They say things that go into your mind and drop into your heart. So you want to be around people who are going where you want to go politically, religiously, business wise, family wise. They have, if you're traditional family value, I hang out people with traditional family values. Well, you need to be open minded. No, that's something it's a principle. My core value is traditional family values, and that's what I do. If your core value is not that, then go hang out with your people, do your thing. But that's something I think you should do. Number 4, find a running buddy. Find a running buddy. Who you running with? Lone wolfing it. There's a saying: if you want to go fast, go alone. Ancient African proverb. If you want to go far, let's go together. If you want to go fast, go alone. Temporarily, you can sprint. You go fast. But if you want to go far, you want to go the distance, let's go together. Even the Africanos figure that out when they're traveling thousands of miles. Do it together. People who went west did it in wagon trains. There was more power together. A triple braided cord is not easily broken. One strand, snap. And you stop lone wolfing it. Ask for help. You have not because you has not. There's not one of you I want to get on a Zoom and help you recruit someone. There's not one of you I want to do a strategy meeting with. I only hear from 1 or 2 of you. You won't reach out, and that's just how it goes. I can't bother them. I reached out to Tony Robbins 2 days ago. I know him. He knows me. He'd recognize me for sure. But I don't know him. But I literally asked him to be on my inner circle Zoom. I do this thing called the Inner Circle next month in January, and I did it through Dean. And Dean's like, yeah, I think that's doable. Let me talk to him. And so maybe he'll say no. Maybe he's too busy. Maybe he doesn't do that. But I'm willing to ask. You're like, well, I don't want to be. I do things myself. You're prideful. Humility, it takes humility. You have to be humble to ask, to face rejection. So congratulations on being prideful and a lone wolf. No, that's not me. Okay, you're stubborn. Okay, you weren't prideful. Sorry, you're stubborn. You're just, I was like, what is it going to be? And so I say that in love. Ask Leo Pray how to help you. I asked before he didn't respond. I had some woman get so upset with me that she asked for my help. I didn't help her. I'm like, I've never talked to you. I sent you a text 6 months ago. I go, I never saw your text. And I go, have you ever heard of copy and paste and resend? I copy and resend texts to Glenn Sanford, who loves me, and Leo all the time. I go, hey, just want this to be at the top. Squeaky hinge gets the grease. I wish that we were perfect and didn't miss emails or WhatsApp or, people like, hey, instant messaged you. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on instant message. I don't get emails. I only get text messages. I don't really, so be aware of that. But who's your running buddy? Who's your accountability partner? But then no negative, only positive. Make it fun. Meet for 5 or 10 minutes. What do you do? No negative. Well, don't tell me what you didn't do. Just find something. Tell me what you did. And you have the guts to get your job done. Number 5, progress, the definition of happiness. I heard Jim Quick lately. He wrote a book called Limitless. He suffered a major brain injury at 5. Necessities of mother of invention because he was considered stupid by all his elementary school and junior high school classmates. He studied the brain. He learned how to cure himself. He's now one of the most genius people in the world. And he talked about oral hygiene. He was talking about brushing your teeth, kind of scrubbing your tongue and flossing. And the reason he was talking about it, he was, how many of you knew that, it's good for your mouth, but actually oral hygiene is really good for your brain? I never heard that. I personally have never heard that. We all brush and do those things. But he said, maybe you don't floss. He said, you need to start flossing. He says, and people won't do it. He goes, the small, simple steps towards progress is where it's at. Small, simple steps, small, simple steps. He goes, I want everyone to just start with a tooth. Start with a tooth and floss 1 and you're done. Tomorrow night, do 2. The next night, do 3. Small, just start small and build. I thought that was brilliant. Number 6, my accidental, non-accidental breakthrough at EXP. Write that down. Brent's accidental, non-accidental breakthrough at EXP. So what was that about? This is the home stretch. We're on the home stretch. So you know how you go to Cabo and you go to EXPCon and you go to Build, and these are life-changing events, or they're not. I insist they all be life-changing events. When I go to GrowthCon with Grant Cardone, when I go to 10X with Grant Cardone, when I go to Tony Robbins, John Maxwell events. I'm going to be at Create Event in Atlanta, Atherton, Atlanta, first 2 days of February. Actually, the last day of January and the first day of February. It'll be like the 31st and the 1st. Come see me. I'll be out there with 300 people. Gary Brecka's going to be there. John Maxwell's going to be there. Les Brown's going to be there. There's only 300 people. We'll be hanging out for a couple of days. Love to hang out with you. I'll take you to breakfast, take you to lunch. Let's go to dinner. Let's hang out. Let's be together. Let's hang out. Show up. Every month I'm going some places. January the 11th, I'm going to San Francisco. Don't particularly care for that city, but in Daly City, just south of San Francisco, they have the most amazing speakers. It's called Surge, Surge. Google that. They're all over the nation. They're putting 30,000 people. I'm going to spend the entire day. I'm bringing my kids, and it's massive positive information and impact and inspiration and information. I do this stuff every month. So I'm doing that on the 11th, and I'm doing great. Well, that's easy. You have money. No, I did this when I was broke. I did this when I went bankrupt. I did this. And this is how you become a different person. And there's nothing wrong with who you are, but what got you here is not going to get you there. What got you to this point in your life isn't necessarily going to carry your goals and dreams. You also constantly want to be in a state of learning. You want to be a student of life. You want to be a student of real estate. You want to be a student of agent attraction. So by going to big events, the business takes from your head to your heart. It's that 12-inch drop. It's the 12-inch journey from someone's head to their heart. And so let me ask you a question. Everyone right now in the chat, I'm going to open the chat on my side, and I want to see, just take a second. I want you to wait 10 seconds, and I'm going to count with my fingers, 10 seconds, right? And so I want you to write down how many people you had at Cabo last year. So in the chat, if you know, I had 3. It was just me, 1. I had 5. I had 15. I had 9. When you can, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. That wasn't the thing I was going to count to 10 for. You should kind of know. So Robin had 2 people. Awesome. So put on there, how many people did you have? You had 1, you had your spouse, a lot of 2s. That's good. Good. Yep. Awesome. 5. Tristan had 5, 2. Good. Throw it on there. 1. Yep. Good. Jeff Robinson. I see that. Jennifer Pratt. 1. Awesome. So, Kate, that is good. Now, here's what I want you to do. How many are you going to bring this year? I know Tristan already has his goal. So Tristan, I expect you to type quickly. You have your goal. Tristan, put it in there. How many are you bringing this year to Cabo? And James Sharp, how many are you bringing in? And so write down your goal. Yep. Different goals. Yep. Robin. Yep. New agent goal 5. Awesome. Brandon 10. Awesome. 10. David, love it. Love these goals. Wonderful. Okay. So here's my breakthrough moment. Thank you. Here's my accidental, non-accidental breakthrough moment. So I went to my very first event. It was in Fort Lauderdale on the East Coast, Florida. I'm in Sacramento, Northern California. I brought 19 in my front line to Fort Lauderdale, and then they saw how hard I looked to help people get a room. Hey, you want to share a room with Bob? Bob needs a roommate. He wants to save on the hotel bill. Cut the $200 a night, makes it $100 a night. That way, 3 nights, it's $300 instead of $600. Let's get you a ticket. I'll split the cost of a ticket. If you go to Southwest right now, they're having a sale. Get a cheap flight out there. I was just on Southwest. You can get a flight right now for $147. I was on flights all the time. Oh, American Airlines is having a spell. Right now, you can get a flight there, round trip for $99. Blah, blah, blah. I don't recommend Spirit. I've heard too many nightmares, and Frontier Airlines, maybe in Spirit, but Southwest, and then American, United, Delta, Alaskan, they'll have sales. They're dependable. I would do that. But so here's the deal. They saw how hard I worked to bring those 19 in with, that they brought 71 in depth. I showed up to my first event with 90. And here's the accidental, non-accidental. It was accidental because I didn't know the impact that would have. And it was not an accident because I worked very hard to bring with, and the Spieler terms the face back. They saw what I did here, that they brought people. They copied me. Your group will copy you. So I had about 320 in my group. I brought 90, which is roughly a third. Not quite a third, but we'll call it a third. The bigger your group is, the harder it is to bring a third. So if you have 30 people in a group, you need to show up to Cabo with 10. If you have 60 people in a group, you need to show up Cabo with 20. 20. I don't know, right? So if you have 90, you should show up with 30 to Cabo. I'm just giving you the flat out numbers, and they're going to be different than the numbers you just posted. I need you to think differently, because remember, I started off with, what are you aiming for? What is your goal? By the way, we equipped those people in Fort Lauderdale with information, They went from EXP from their head to their hearts. They're still with me today, retention, equipping retention, and then they got a vision to grow. And so here's what will happen if you go to Cabo again this year and you come back and try to tell someone, oh my gosh, I worked out with Glenn Sanford at the gym. I was walking on the beach and Gary Brecka walked up and we ended up doing a 30-minute walk with coffee as the sun was rising or our hydrogen water. And then I bumped into Pace Morby. I was there with Tom Ferry in the elevator and he actually, Ed Milet came and sat at our table and talked to us for 30 minutes. We're in the pool and there was Girls with Grit, or we were at the spa and I saw Kyle, whatever Kyle's last name is, Kyle, shoot, him. Kyle Whistle. I was going to say Handy, but Kyle Whistle, and he told me about his new lead generation thing he's going. And you kind of come back and tell people about the sunrise you saw. You got to experience the sunrise. It's how you see, felt, hear, touch. It's an experiential thing. If you brought 5 people last year, you come back and try to tell you 30, 40, 50, 60, it doesn't translate. When I was in Paris and I was looking at the Mona Lisa in person, it's a pretty awesome thing to see. You come back, it just doesn't do it justice. And I was at the Eiffel Tower and it was huge and it was a this and that, and you just can't do it. The Colosseum in Rome where the gladiators fought, man. I slipped and fell and grabbed a chain link fence. They chain linked off a place they were remodeling and I cut my hand. I was bleeding pretty good. And then I thought, oh, this is weird. And I realized I put some blood on the actual Colosseum itself. It says bleeding. Then I went and rubbed some more blood on my hand on it. And literally my blood is mixed with the blood of gladiators at the Coliseum. I don't know, it was weird. I'm sure I hope this isn't going to be put out. I'll probably be arrested by the Italian police in Rome. But it was an accident. But I did once I realized I may have added a little bit more blood, but it was like, I'm a gladiator, my blood is on the Colosseums of thousands of years. It was kind of fun. But okay, so here's the deal. You get in life what you ask for. So I'm going to ask you right now, if you want to have a monumental breakthrough, if you want to capture the momentum this year, if you want to get the event bounce like you've never experienced, it's 84 days away, I think, Cabo, but you have 30 days to get it done. You don't have 84 days because people have to buy the airline tickets. The longer they wait, they go from $389, $289, they become $1,300. And if a couple, now it's $2,600. When they could have gone for $289 times 2, they could have gone for $590 for 2 round trip because you're doing tickets now. As you wait, that becomes $2,600. The oceanfront room they would have had now becomes a garden view room. And that's fine. The parking lot's beautiful. Garden view, let me translate that for you, the parking lot. And maybe you like looking at trash cans on vacation and in cars and semi trucks. And yes, there's the desert, but it's way better to wake up and go to bed every night, wake up and run to your room and see the beautiful ocean. Get your room now, but really set a goal to do that. And so 1/3 is a great goal there. Finally, how about this one? If you talk about it, it's a dream. If you calendar it, it becomes a reality. Write that down. If I talk about it, those are good. Talk about your dreams. Talk about it. Talk about it. Do. Got a dream. Without a dream, you perish. Without hope, you perish. Dreams are good. If you talk about it, it's a dream. If you calendar it, it becomes a reality. So number 7, frontline day. So my frontline day, let's see. So number 7 is frontline day. Number 8 is key leaders day. My key leaders day is this Friday. James Stroop is in town. We're spending the entire afternoon calling key leaders and getting them to make sure, A, they're going to Cabo, and then finding out what their goals are. I was talking to Gil Ramos. He's got a couple thousand people in his group, 2,300, I believe. And he said, yeah, I'll probably be in Cabo with about 30 or 40 of them. It'll be amazing. I go, Gil, I had 90 when I had 320. You're missing the whole boat. And he's like, oh, I didn't think of that. I go, yeah. And so he reset his goal. He's bringing 200. 200 to Cabo. He changed my life. I had another guy, Colton. He'll do $250 million this year. He's got 220 people. He's like, I've never been to Build. I've never been to Cabo. I've been in EXP 4 years. I have 220 people in my group. I haven't tried to do agent attraction. He's just a street credibility monster. He's got 220 in his group. He says, I'm coming to Cabo and I'm bringing my leaders. I said, awesome. How many bring? He said, I'm bringing like 7 of my key leaders. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I go, Colton, that is awesome. Congratulations. But I told him the story of how he needed to, if you have 220, should probably have about 70, 60 to 70. So he reset the goal for 50. He was bringing like him and 7 with 8. Now he's showing up with 50. If he'd showed up with 8 and come back and tried to transfer that information, now when you energize 50, when you equip 50, when it goes from their heads to their hearts, when they get the education how to do it, the inspiration, the bounce off, that's huge. By the way, if I could pinpoint one thing I did, James Sharp, one thing I did, Kathy Burns, one thing I did, Robin Phillips, was bringing those 90 people and letting them get the vision. I'm riding that wave of momentum today. I believe the next 30 days will be a momentum you can create by getting people to go, I want to go to Cabo. I'm going. You will ride that momentum for years and years and years, because we're about to get out of this swamp of recession of units. It's about to happen. It's going to be 6 months, a year, maybe a year and a half, but it's going to happen. And you want to paddle now. That wave's coming. You're going to hit the second wave of EXP. Paddle, but you got to bring the people. And by the way, we have people. Janet Caudell was shown some on the website. They saw the speakers, and before she could say anything, it was a Global Banker. She says, "Oh, can I come? This looks amazing. Can I come with you?" Just looking at the speaker lineup on Cabo 25, which we'll show in a second. I had another gal, Christy Painter. She's got 3 people in a group here in Sacramento. She went to 2 people that she knew would say no. She says, why don't you come to Mexico with me? Have a vacation. Here's an event I'm going to. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, EXP's putting it on, but look at these speakers. They're talking about blah, blah. They looked, both of them said, oh my God, looks amazing. Yes, we want to go. She went to 2 absolute no's, and they saw the event. They saw the speaker lineup, and if you haven't seen it, we'll show it in a second, but it's cabo25.com, cabo25.com. Check it out. But so I want to say that. And then here's the deal. My key leader day is this Friday. On Monday, I'm doing my frontline day. I'm getting my frontline there. I'm going to bring 40 in my frontline. I easily have 40 agents. I'm not taking no for an answer. Yeah, let's make that bigger on the share. Whoever's in charge of that, if we could expand that website. And is there a way to make that bigger? Hit the green button on the left there. And up the upper left, the green button. Yeah. No, the green button. There's red and green. No, what are you doing? Who's doing this? Yes, the green button. Anyways, is it not going to get bigger? There we go. That's funny, man. There's only one green button. All right, so scroll down. Oh, we added a timer clock. 84 days, 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 21 seconds. Now 19 seconds. Go ahead and scroll down. The clock doesn't move. But there's Gary Brecka, Ed Milet, Pace Morby, Tom Ferry. These guys are legends. And yeah, Gary Brecka's not talking about real estate. He's talking about health, but that is real estate. Because if you have no health, it affects your real estate. People love him. It's going to be incredible. Let's keep scrolling. We got Tina Cole, Al Stasic, Bill Pipes, Coach Bill Pipes, Veronica Figueroa, Coach Burt. We have these guys. We have Girls with Grit. And then if you keep going down, go up. I'm sorry, go up. Right there. Click here for more speakers. We're gonna no, hit the button. Yeah, thank you. So we're posting more. We'll have this filled up this week. There's the Kyle Whistle guy, Jay Kender, James Massey, Jeff Willems, and we have more we're putting up. We have them. We went over the entire schedule yesterday. It's unbelievable. The schedule will be unbelievable, but you definitely want to sign up. But here's the deal. And we could shut this down. Everybody here probably knows about this. Let's stop the share and go back to, yep. So I will say this, I'm going to end with this. When you do your call your frontline day, put it in your calendar. Mine's in my calendar, is yours and yours. Call my leader day. They're separate things, frontline and a leader day. I'm starting with leaders, and then Monday I'm doing frontline, but I will have 40. I'm not taking no for an answer. You are coming to Cabo. This is going to change your life. I know it's going to help them, and I'm not going to let them miss it. Staying home changes nothing. I will not let them miss it. And you think, well, it's easier for you to have money. I borrowed 100 grand when I got into real estate. I used borrowed money at a 10% interest rate over a 90-day payback, which is 40% annually. It's hard money. It's harder money than hard money, but I did it. And I bought tickets. I bought it. I paid for. I did. I want them to pay. I want them to invest. But if they want this, I'll meet you halfway. Would this help? Would you do that for me? Yes, I would. Let's go. And I got 19. I'm getting 40 this year. But because I want people to have a difference. And so, but here's the deal: when you do have that moment, when you set aside your frontline day or your key leader day, prepare. What does that mean? Music. Get yourself in a good state. Put on music that inspires you. Have a list. Who you calling? Have your list. Like, who should I call? We already have a list. If you have an assistant, have them help you. James will be there physically helping me this Friday. Place. Where are you going to do it? Where are you going to be in a room that is super focused? Not a coffee shop, conference room where there's, sheetrock and you're nothing on the table and you're calling. Do you have coffee, hot tea? Like, prepare. What are you going to drink? Eat don't go have a big lunch and then start calling people because the blood's all in your stomach, your food. How about no lunch? How about have a little 140-calorie bar? Be a little hungry, get on the phone. Be a little hungry, get on the phone. Get the music going, get your mindset, jump up and down, get ready. You're a pro athlete. You're gonna, this is not a non-serious thing. It's show people the website, show them don't tell them, show them. A picture's worth 1,000 words. And finally, invite the tough people. And I am done. Shelly, I saw you raise your hand. It's perfect because I'm done anyways. Go ahead.
I want to invite everybody for this Friday for us to do what Brent's doing. Because if we're going to be like Brent, we got to do what Brent's doing, right? So Friday, let's do a Zoom call where we all call our key leaders. Anybody up for that? Want to raise your hand?
You could turn on your video and just
turn on your video.
and you could see people calling and jamming
Yeah.
and be inspired and that's a great idea, Shelly.
That's what we'll do. So Friday, I'm gonna say 11 Eastern Standard Time for anybody who wants to join me. I'll be on the Zoom. Join me, bring your list. Like between now and Friday, get your list of people, get your phone numbers. It'll take us an hour to call everybody. If we do that, imagine the momentum we'll create together. And then on the 27th, for the people that are really, I put the 12:30, which is a Monday after Christmas. Just call like your dream people, the people that you would love to get to Cabo that you just haven't called yet, that will be life-changing for them to be a part of what we're doing together for their future, for their business, and to share with them the website. And we can do a training on it on this Friday, on how we can do some scripting together. We can make some calls together, like we're pretending we're doing this after we call our leaders. And then I was also going to do it on the 27th because that's 2 days after Christmas. And I don't know about you, but between Christmas and New Year's, I am ready to rock. Like I am on fire. I mean, I love Christmas and I love my family and I love being around people. But that week in between, everyone kind of like lollygags around. I am like ready to get my new year going. So if you guys are in that mode with me and you want to do it, just shoot me a text and we'll get you an invite for that. And I'm excited. It'll be right on the Zoom. We'll make it easy and make it happen because I will tell you, like, I'm gonna ask Tristan real quick. And Tristan, are you your mic going? Can you share how powerful Puerto Rico was last week when you were there, you and Brandon, if you guys wouldn't mind sharing?
Hey, Shelley. Hey, guys. It was incredible. And, the power of getting together in small groups like that, especially going away where you're focused on a mission. We were there all for, personal development, to learn more about the real estate business and to grow our organizations. But it was very powerful. And for me, it's not just the information, it's the relationships, right? I was having this conversation with Deb Thompson this morning. It's, you go to these things. I think I've only been in EXP 2.5 years, but this will be about my 15th event. And every time I go there, I meet more people and it becomes more of a reality to me that I want to have an end goal of being able to retire like Brent and Shelley and this. And, it's relationships, get in the right room, right, Brent?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's awesome. Brandon, would you mind sharing a little bit? Because you were just.
Yeah, I can kind of piggyback off of what Tristan's saying. I mean, the relationships are real, but I think the big thing that, I wasn't in EXP when I went to Cabo last year, so I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. But the nail on the head is what Brent said, where it's in here. And when you go to that, it goes down here. And the only way you can really see it and really understand the vision and the movement and the power of proximity is to go to this event and bring people that you care about, that you want to grow together with them. And that is the nail on the head. You got to bring people there. It is that powerful.
And you immediately joined. Like, so Brandon was a maybe. And we and when the second day, I think you looked at me and you go, I'm joining. This company's amazing.
How
It
can
was
you not when you see that caliber of people, that focused, all aligned for one mission? And that's when some really cool stuff can happen.
And it's not just the agent attraction, but like our businesses have all improved. We've got, like you said, the relationships. Like my best friend, my family is in the Zoom. You know, the people that I run with are on this Zoom that I love. And, you know, Yvonne Deerdorf, I see her on here. She's an attorney, highly respected in Maryland, someone that I adore. And, you know, I love the fact that we all like, we did real estate 20 years ago. And now we're like building this organization together in Maryland and we're doing events. And the other thing I would love to do with all of you is I want to create our own events in your market. So like, let's really dig in and build this company, because this is your opportunity. I want you all to win. Like my heart, when you guys call me and you're excited, it gets me excited. If I need your energy as much as Brent needs all of us. We pour into each other, and it's it's the best give and take I've ever seen in my life. Robin Phillips, you were in Cabo in Puerto Rico too, and I just adore you. She's one of my dearest friends, someone that I have so much respect for. And that's the cool thing, is we're friends. We have so much respect for each other. Would you mind sharing how Puerto Rico was for you? Because I didn't get to be there. You guys were hanging out at my place, which was so cool.
Yeah, you have an awesome house. We love your house. No, no, I think the best part about the trip to Puerto Rico was just hearing some of the exciting ways that we can help our organization create scripts and dialogues that are super easy. So my biggest takeaway was Gene Frederick shared a script where he said, we as real estate agents have systems. And if you can just add one system to every closing, where 3 days after closing, you call your co-op agent and say, hey, I had such a great transaction. Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet you. I'd love to sit down and have a conversation. And I have a gift for you. And he said, there's no agent that's not going to show up to that meeting. And then when they ask you about EXP, you're not going to EXP on them. When they ask you about EXP, you say, oh my God, that is so amazing. Let me connect you with one of my business partners who can really dig into this. So you immediately connect to that three-way call. So you don't have to know anything about EXP. You don't have to EXP on people. And it's the simplest relationship-based business. And I just think it is such a great way to attract without having anything going on up here about how you can't succeed at that. So I thought that was brilliant. And everything Brent did and everything that Levi did, I mean, overall, it was amazing. But if I had to share one thing with the group, that would by far be it.
Thanks for giving such a good specific, Robin. You're always really good at taking away, and giving it to others. I love that about you. One of the things that I was going to share is, you know, some of you don't have an organization yet. And guess what? That's even more exciting, because now you get to build something with people that have done it, and we're going to help you. Like, I don't have any leaders. It doesn't matter. You have leaders. They're just not in your group yet. You just like Marjorie, I see you on there. She's like 45, 50. That girl's a baller. She just joined our company, a month and a half ago. And so you're a leader, and now you're just going to attract other great leaders like yourself. So don't get hung up in the fact of like where you are in the company at this point, because we are going to get you there. And the more you join in on stuff like this, the more exciting it's going to be for you, the more you're going to feel empowered, the more it's going to become a part of who you are. And we all, you know what the best answer is? When someone says no, because we get to pull that no back and figure out why, and ask great questions and start to understand and build that relationship. And, you know, and people say, you invite them to Cabo, they're like, oh my gosh, Marjorie thought I would like to go to Cabo. How cool is that? I was there when that girl was at Brent's condo, and she said, she's like, I called these people. I didn't think they would ever go. And here they are going. She was so excited. Talk about getting your first win and being excited and everything together. And guess what? There are people on this call right now who have life hitting them in the face. And I've seen it firsthand. and they still show up, they still get up, they still come to all these meetings, they still smile. And sometimes there's a lot behind that smile. And I know there's several on this call right now that I'm looking at. And I'm just so proud of you because you keep showing up, you keep being who you are. I love each one of you. And if you text me or Brent, we are going to be in your corner. You can guarantee that. There's never going to be oh, maybe later. No, we're going to do it right now. So thank you
Hey,
all.
Shelley, real quick.
Yep.
I'm about to speak. I'm
Yep.
right outside a huge conference room with
Okay.
like a ton of people. That's
Thank
why
you for doing this
I was a
morning.
little bit more sedate today and a little quieter because I'm only like 40 feet from the meeting in a private office here. So sorry if I was, I like to be a little nutty and crazy and I wasn't quite that for you guys today, but hopefully it was good. Love you all. I just want to say Merry Christmas. Big hugs from me to you guys. Happy New Year. Cannot wait to see you guys in Cabo and wherever I can help. I'm a text away. Love you guys. Mwah. I'll let you wrap up.
Thank you. I'm going to put those dates and times on the Impact site. So look and see if you want to join us with that. And anybody who wants to share, collaborate, like, please, this is an exciting time for us. This market has been tough on people this year. And right now is an easy time to reach out, like, Merry Christmas. I just wanted to tell you, I'm thinking about you. I mean, we all are in that mode. It's an easy time to have those reach outs and just have a normal human conversation with somebody, not even about EXP, but because you don't have to do that. You just start the relationships. The relationships is where the gold is, and the cool thing is they're meaningful. They last forever. So that's the best part. Do you guys have any questions, need anything from me or Craig? I see Craig on here too. Hi, Craig. And Kevin's on here. Anybody want to add anything, please do.
Brandon and I were going to do goal setting for 2025. I didn't know if you had anything that you were like working off of. We've got like a template, but just
Yes.
there's one specific you have.
Yeah, we have a really good one that we put together last year. I actually used it when I was in Puerto Rico doing some events down there. So I'll be sure to send that to you all for sure.
Thank you.
I'll put it in on Impact page 2 so everybody has access to it. Okay.
Cool.
And you guys can tweak it, make it your own for sure. Kathy, go ahead.
So I didn't know how I was going to do my business plan this year. And so I went on ChatGPT and I said, ask me 25 plus questions about everything that I want to accomplish next year. So I said, so it asked me 25 questions. I answered them back. And I said, if you've got any more, let me know. It had another 5. I did those. I said, okay, so now I want you to break this down into weekly, daily, weekly, and quarterly.
She looked like she was fighting for her life.
Lisa, you're there you go.
and lay it out. So then I think I'm all set. I'm all excited. I got a whole plan. And I watched Jennifer Jones on a YouTube, and she was talking about how she decided she wasn't going to go for what her normal goals would be. She was going to double them, and that's how she really escalated and she manifested it. So I said, well, doggone it, I feel like I have a limited amount of time, so I really want to rush this going along, right? So I went back in, I said, all right, double all my goals, break it all down, and print out a spreadsheet for me that is how I can track what I'm doing. It did all of that for me. I got the best goals for next year that are based on my things, health, the whole things. What it is your goals, but it's all my specific things of what I wanted. ChatGPT is my friend. I'll just tell you that right now.
Thank you for sharing that. That's a wonderful way to do that. I really love that you shared that because it is helpful to have something asking you questions because we feel like we have to like regurgitate out of our own brain and that's difficult. What Brent did with us this year that was super helpful, I'll share real quick, is he asked us like one, it was like I did like a vision board, which is like, what do you physically want? Which sometimes is hard. And I did it on like business. One was on my personal. So I did different vision boards this year rather than having it all on one big one, which helped me. And then Brent was asking, he said, Tony Robbins will say, what do you really want this year? So then I got uber specific about, so I have some branding goals. I have my personal business goals, and then I have my my like personal life, you know, goals. So I have 3 boards, and I have 3 whiteboards. And the whiteboards, I know that Brandon, you saw the whiteboards probably in my unit because they were at my house and in my place down there. And but Brent has them too. But I learned that from Brent, and it really is a good visual. And then I screenshotted them from my phone. Like I know you do that, Kathy, too, which is really cool. Does anybody else want to share anything at all that's helpful? I saw, Yvonne, you're going to walk in and invite 25 people to Cabo. They're in your office.
The one thing I wanted to say, Shelley, is when I went to Lisbon this year, one of the things that they said, they started out the whole convention was think bigger. And I always thought I was a big thinker. So far that since I've been there, I've expanded my whole area. You know, we're so used to just doing business in our own backyard. I'll tell you, the international agents are wide open to EXP. They don't know it. They're open. There's no resistance like you get in the States. I mean, I'm talking to agents all over the world, and they do business very different. And because of Zoom and technology, you can do this business all over. To just today, I was talking to Turkey and Portugal. I'm telling you, there is an opportunity globally that you didn't know. And in the luxury market, which is still a very strong market, a lot of that luxury investors are buying overseas. And that's how you can start your conversations on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a tool and a half. So I would encourage you to work LinkedIn, get your connections on there. And there's a new thing that they've got called features. You can make sure you add that to your bio. Keep your bios current and start talking like you're a global realtor, because you are.
That's awesome. Because, you know, I think we get in our own head, Kathy, and it's like once you see behind the curtain, you're like, oh, it's not that hard. All of a sudden the door opens, you're like, wow. Because I mean, I find that a lot of times, like I get in my own head on something and I won't do it because I'm like, oh, I don't know anybody over there. I don't know how they do business over there, which I love that you're so like, get after it, people.
Well, and what's interesting is a developer from Turkey reached out to me. I said, how'd you find me, girl? And she said, well, I was on Sales Navigator and you're a luxury waterfront and we have a whole luxury development that we're doing. I said, oh, girl, this is your lucky day. Wait till you see what I can do for you. Flip the whole script. Man, we're going to do so much with her. I can't stand it. I'm so excited. And because I said, I got to tell you about EXP. The agents are going to love this. And what they're doing in Portugal, what EXP is about to do in Portugal with developments, oh my gosh. So it's a lot nicer when you're received happily. I really like that. So your position.
Awesome. Thank you. Anybody else have anything else? Skip, I know you and Margie, you're doing some cool stuff. I love that. And we had some great conversations. I will say, I think we overcomplicate things. We just got to get on the phones and call people and create relationships, because until we do that, we've not done anything. You know, all the systems in the world are great, but if we don't make the phone calls and we don't build the relationships, we haven't accomplished anything. So that's my big like thing, is like just get out of my own way. And I do it all the time. Trust me, Kevin will tell you. I have my own, even like getting on the Zoom today. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a plan. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I'm stressed out about it. And all you guys are smiling and happy just to see each other. So, so I just really appreciate you all. Craig, Kevin, did you want to add anything before we let everyone scoot real fast, or Craig, or either one of you?
No, the one thing I was, Brent did it at the end, but the one thing I wanted to point out was, if you've been to a lot of these events in the past, I know Brent is working very hard to make this one different. Every year he looks to make it different. And I put it in the chat earlier. Billy and I have had a little insight just a little bit ahead of time. And we know that he's working very hard to make this a very a holistic event. So this is not just agent attraction. This is about selling homes. This is about you as an individual and being healthy. So taking care of the machine, taking care of the real estate, and taking care of your organization. And I'm saying that because some of you who are talking to others, it's not just going to a real estate event. I think much like what has been said by some is getting around a lot of these other folks that are fired up, a lot of these other folks that are interested in doing things, and you get around that kind of energy, it's going to be good stuff. I mean, personally, I'm looking forward to seeing Gary Brecka back on stage. I'm very much looking forward to seeing Pace Morby on stage. I think there's a lot of new and innovative stuff that we'll hear this year, which should be awesome.
Thank you for sharing that because it is true. I mean, the energy, the type of what he's done to make this special and what he pours into all of us. This is an opportunity for us to leverage someone else's hard work. And all we have to do is invite, all he's asking us to do is invite people to come, and it will only benefit them and you long term and all of us together. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to let everybody go because I know you're super busy. We've kept you a long, long time. This was supposed to be like short and sweet, and here we are. But I want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas. I'll put that information out there about what we have going on. And then next Friday after Christmas, we'll do that. We'll do our calling, and before Christmas, call your clients, call your friends, call people because they want to hear from you. No one's calling each other. And when I get a call or a card or something special, one of Bernadette is sitting next to me, I got him for my trip, beautiful basket sitting there with some little goodies in there. I mean, people, it makes you feel special to be invited to something, to people to care, you know? So appreciate you. Mwah.